I got that caulking gun right there. I got that caulking gun down there at Lowe's. It was like $2.50 for that caulking gun right there. And I was looking at it. They had one that costed like $29. It was a composite apparatus. I looked at it. I didn't care for it. But I got this thing home and I noticed it was made in China. I think all of them were. But while you're at the train, it's a good thing. For $2.50, they made this over in China and put on a boat and hauled it over here, you know. And somebody made money on it along the way. But it's stamped on that end. It's got this thing here, a stamping, that's a stamping, that's a stamping, that's a stamping. And this little piece up here is an add-on. But I think it's been dipped before it was assembled, the two pieces here and that one. This as a unit, because it's got a little run on it right here, and I like to see a run. It's quite glossy paint, you know. I really like it. It's very good. It's got a spring in there and a spring down in there, and it's got this rod goes through here, and it's got a threaded nut on the end, and that's a little stamping, a little, and those two things and this and that are all of the hardware is it's a real thin chrome plating type stuff on there, you know, some kind of flash plating. Got a rivet in it there. And it was in some kind of machine that, you know, I think probably envisioning it to myself is, you know, a die came and some things come and pushed up them holes this way right here, and then the other part of that machine, a thing came down and fitted in them holes right there and braided them over like that, and made a rivet out of them. You know what I mean? Oh, that was a brilliant way to do that right there. And then it's just a couple of spot welds on the front part right there. It's about the only way they could have did that. They could have spot welded that. Spot weld on the back right there. And this little thing right here. Now, I'll tell you what. I know one of the first comments going to be left up on there. Up here on this YouTube about this thing right here. You shouldn't have bought it anyway because it's made in China. And believe me, it's the only one available. So, you know, either you got one or you don't. So that's not an argument. The price, it was the cheapest one in the rack. So, you know, you can't blame me for that one. And I do have another one. I just got it out on the loan. It's Equalike, and I've had it for years, and it serves me well. 9 times out of 10, when something goes wrong with one of these things right here, it's operator area. And when you put your tube of stuff in there, and you pull back on this right here, and you grip it right there, and you put a tube in there that's not been punctured, if it's got that metal foil seal most of the time, I think it's some kind of adhesive or something other that has that right there, you know, like liquid nails or something. You have to punch something up in there and puncture that. Okay, if you trying to overcome that ain't been punctured with this right here, you'll bend it. It's operator abuse. Don't blame it on the piece of equipment. And then most of the time, too, you'll have a tube that's been set on or something, and it's smashed half in the middle, and you put it in here, and when you get up there, that part's got hard because it had a split in it, and then your thing right there glues to it, and you can't get it apart, and you pull it and bend it where it's no use. I'm just saying, I expect this tool right here to last me many, many, many years of wonderful service. That's just all I can say about it. And you know, when I shot that, that's the first time I ever noticed that right down through there. That rod that went through there, ever how they did that, the hole in the back of this and the hole in that thing up right there is in such a good alignment. It almost put that in perfect alignment just by eyesight right down there. So, you know, that's pretty good. So all I'm going to say about that there caulking gun right there. She said you can't get 5 minutes out of it, can you? Fun, you're in Middle Tennessee. Y'all come on back next week. The Caulking Gun episode. I'm not going to tell you nothing about these cheap paintbrushes. I'm not going to say anything at all about them. Just saying. Oh, I hear that train.